name is Ronney Stevens, and I'm showing a basic demonstration that I teach my students, and this is for students or adult artists as a way of practicing. This is a simple exercise where you take a regular lamp, place it on the table, and you get a basic wig head. What you do with the wig head, we're showing that the light is on this side and the dark is on this side. So you could do it with a wig head, you could do it with a box, you know, anything that will cast light and dark. So we're using a wig head. I use a wig head because I draw faces or portraits. So what we want to do is find an angle that's interesting. So personally, I think the light hits that interesting. So with that being said, I'm using a HB, a 2B, and a white. We're using light to dark. So what you would do is do your line out, your layout of the figure that you're doing. I use my pencil like this as opposed to like this, because when you use your pencil like this, your hand doesn't touch the paper as if you were writing. You smear everything that you draw. So the first thing you need to do is practice drawing like this, making marks like this. This way you can blend, or you can do like this, make circles. And notice how I'm doing this, but I'm not putting anything on the paper because I'm using my finger to keep my hand off of the paper. Basically what we would do, light and dark. So we're gonna lay the actual model's head out, the wig head, if you will. And this can happen with a basketball, you could use a flower vase, you can use anything. And notice, because I'm right-handed, you will start left to right. And a little trick that I'm going to show you, you notice how a person will do a portrait and the head is out of proportion? What you do is you use their head for the correct measurement. So as a rule of thumb, from the corner of the eye to the bottom of the chin is the same distance as from the corner of the eye to the back of the ear or the front of the ear. So in this case, from the corner of the eye to the bottom of the chin is the same distance as from the corner of the eye to the front of the ear. So I'm making a mark. This is where the corner of the eye will be. I'm making a mark from the corner of the eye to the bottom of the chin, and I turn it sideways. This mark right here marks where the ear is. When you see artists doing this, they're actually using the model for measurements. So I know that the top of the ear lines up with the nose. The bottom of the ear lines up with where the mouth would be. Basic measurement. And you continue to just outline the head. It doesn't have to be perfect. But remember, our emphasis is really not on proportion on this lesson. Our emphasis is on light and dark. Light and dark. So after I lay out the actual model, and it does help if you have an interesting wig head. I have some wig heads that scare my grandchildren because they look like real people. But what we're going to do, we're going to start going in with the shadow. Notice that the light is over here, the darkness is over here. So basically, you lay in the dark first. Lay in what's dark. So everything on the right side is going to be naturally dark because it's away from the light. And you also do that with the features. The light is so much on the left, so all of our shadow basically is to the right. Same with the nose. You draw what you see. Don't draw what you think goes there. Just because a nose goes there, don't put a nose without actually looking at the model. We're going light to dark. Putting the dark where we see the dark and the light, we just leave that alone. Basically putting the dark where I see the dark and leave the light alone. And normally, if you do everything, draw everything that you see, guess what? You'll have everything that's there. And I'm using the side of the pencil sideways. If I were to draw like this, I would smear everything that I've drawn. But like this, you could go from left to right without actually touching the paper. Practice writing your name like this. And this is how you get comfortable and break the habit of writing like this. Writing and drawing are two different strokes, if you will. But notice how I'm putting the shadow, I'm putting the dark side at the back of the head because that's away from the model. And the light toward the lamp. Now basically you could do this just using the dark pencil. You don't even need a white pencil. But in this case we want highlights. So after I put in my shadow, my dark where I want dark, I'll use a stump. This is what's called a stump. But actually, you could take paper towels and roll them together, get a point, and use that. That's the poor man's stump. This is a stump that you buy at Hobby Lobby or Art Supply. All right, you take your stump or your rolled toilet tissue, and you smooth out that pastel or charcoal that you put on the picture. And wherever you see dark, that's where you make dark. So the dark is going to be away from the light. Everywhere you see dark, just right. We just following the shadow. This is the back and it comes under the chin. But if you draw everything that you see, you'll have everything that's there. And just follow the light. But what this is an exercise in drawing what you see instead of what your brain tells you to do. So, we go to the front of the head. We only put the darkness where we see darkness. The left side of the nose naturally because that's away from the light. Then up under the nose, that's away from the light. Then the bottom lip. Then the chin. And up under the chin. And there's a hint. But notice how it starts looking like the wig head. Because we only put the dark where we see the dark and the light where we see the light. And we use the stump. This stump is just like a pencil. I wrote my name a while ago, and this is how you blend it. Stump is only another way of blending without actually putting more charcoal on the paper. So, notice how the image begins to lift up off of the paper. Now, the fun part, or what I would like to think is the fun part, is when we start to put the highlights. This will separate the lightness from the dark. So everywhere is light is the only place we're going to use the white. So the light is hitting the front of this. There's nothing in the back of this that has light. So it would be no reason. The only where I would put light is around the back of the head to show where it is, but not actually on the head. We're doing light and dark. That's just to show the shape of the head, but our emphasis is on the front. And notice how I'm holding my pencil and my baby finger is keeping my hand off the paper. So we only put light where we see light. The tip of the nose, because that light is right there at the top of the lip. Only where you see the light, that's where you put it on the picture. Then the bottom of the lip. And then we have the chin, which is closest to the light. Then on the other side of the nose, I'm only drawing what I see, not what I want to put there. Only where I see light. And then the eyes. I see the eyelid, I see the eyeball, and I actually see up under there. Then we have this light right here above the eye. Only where I see light. And it's a little hint up here, but as it goes, it gets away to the dark. We see a little light on the bottom of the ear back here. But other than that, there's no light. Right here under the chin, the front. We're only using light and dark. So now, we'll blend with the light side of the stump. Basically blending, I'm making the white blend into the dark, but I'm only blending where I see white. And as you take your time, it'll begin to look like what you're drawing. But we only do the light where we see it. Where we see it. The front of the face, the bottom of the lip, and the chin. And the front of the neck. So basically, this is the demo. But if you wanted to make it stand out more, just like we put the white over here, we could put the dark on this side. Just a hint. And it actually makes the picture stand up off the paper. You're actually using light and dark. By doing so, what we've done is taken a flat surface and given a three-dimensional illusion. And we can even blend the dark. But we don't touch our image. It makes the image come up off of the paper. But that's in everything you look at. It's light and dark. And this is the quick sketch demonstration. Thank you.